Hey there, it's Essentially Meg, and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about one of the most powerful tools that I use when planning vacations, trips, anything to do with travel. And a little secret, it's entirely free. I think that Microsoft OneNote is the most underrated and underused tool in the Microsoft Office suite. It is an excellent organizational tool, particularly good for tracking research, and you can use it as a desktop app, on your mobile phone, on your tablet, even in browser version, and they're all synced together. And the best part is that OneNote is actually free. It works on Windows 7 or later, and you can even find it in the Mac OS store or the Apple store. And I've included a link down below to where you can find it through Microsoft's website. So a little bit of history about me and my love of OneNote is I started using it whenever I was taking notes in late high school, and I definitely used it all through college. But I really didn't get to experience a whole lot of the great integrated features with a lot of the other Microsoft platform until I started using it for work. So whether this is your first time using OneNote or you've been a long-time user, I think that you might find some helpful tips in this video. For those of you who have never seen OneNote before, I'll give you a quick overview and then I'll get into the features that really help me whenever I'm planning for travel. So when opening OneNote, think of it as a binder. And in binders, you can have sections, and then in those sections, you can have pages. So that way you can organize your thoughts into, say, I have a travel binder, and then I have a section for a specific location, and then I have detailed pages for different pieces of information that I need to complete that travel. You can even attach sub-pages if those would be helpful, like taking screenshots. But I think that OneNote's best features are the search function, which is really powerful. You can choose to search all of your notebooks at once if you're looking for a specific piece of information and you can't remember where you put it, or you can search within a notebook or even within a section or a page. It even searches text within photos. The second best feature is screenshots and attachments. Now, OneNote actually has a nice little plugin that you can use on Google Chrome, where you click the plugin and then it says, how do you want to put this into your notebook? You can choose if you want the full page or just a clip of it, or if you want the article text, which can be editable, highlightable, all that, or you can just bookmark it. You select the location, which is the section of the notebook that you want it to be put into, and it creates a new page with this clip. I'll leave a link down below to where you can download this plugin. And once you get used to it, it's really easy to organize. And like I said, everything is automatically saved and it automatically syncs between devices if you are logged into the same Microsoft account across everything. And it doesn't have to be like at Microsoft.com. You can use a Gmail account as your Microsoft account. It syncs all of these notebooks together, so I can edit on my laptop and then I can open it on my phone and see that within 30 seconds, the information is ready to go and portable for me. And once it is synced and you have opened it on your phone, you can even use it offline. So if you're traveling and you don't have access to internet, then you can open up the page that's already been loaded before and you can see the information that has already been downloaded to your phone. I like to create separate notebooks for different aspects of my life just because it means that I can go down and down in the layers of organization and I'm not limited to having one giant notebook with everything in it. So for example, I have a personal notebook with just a whole lot of information that is handy to have on a quick notice, like those account numbers for your electric bills, planning parties, stuff like that. I have a notebook all about wedding planning. I have a notebook for my YouTube channel where I store all of my ideas, and I have a travel notebook. So for me, each section is a destination that I want to go to for travel, and each page is a different aspect of the trip. And now I'm going to show you the notebook that I created for my own travel and the section that I used specifically for planning the France trip last year in September. All right, so this is my slightly unorganized folder for France. And you can see that I have past trips on here as well as upcoming ideas for trips, but this one I'm going to go into a little bit more detail on. So this is the main page, just France 2019, and I kind of just list out everything that I need at a moment's notice. So kind of just summaries of the transportation that I was using and the flights, because we had to take multiple flights, multiple legs of each journey to go there and back. And then I had ideas about how I was going to get phone and internet, some of the things that I really wanted to do and see while I was there. So this is just kind of the brainstorming page. And then moving into this was the calendar that I went off of. This is just a table. So to create a table in OneNote, you go to Insert, Table, and you can say the size of the table that you want. So we would want, obviously, 7, because that's a week, and then however many weeks we're looking at. So it was actually over the course of 3 weeks, but it was just an overlap of 3 Saturdays. So for this, I would have done 7 by 4, because the top row is just going to be Sunday through Saturday, and then the rest is going to be the dates. And then I resized it by taking each one of these and moving it to the size that I wanted it. It'll automatically make it as tall as it's necessary for these different rows, because you can see that the days only needed 1 row because it was 1 word for each, and then for the others it was a little bit more because it was more detail. So that was kind of the layout. I have travel days laid out, travel day back to home, and then I had specific reservations that we had put up, like the Guinness tour whenever we went to Ireland, because that was the first couple days of our trip. And then we flew to Paris and had our excursion. We had planned to go to the Louvre on one day, and we had a lunch reservation at a restaurant. We had planned to go to Versailles, and then we traveled to Bordeaux. So it was kind of like each day I had something going on. There are a few blank days because it's always good to have a little bit of wiggle room in your travel schedule, and you can always find something to fill up the empty space. And then I also kind of listed out the amount of time that it would take for the different flights and trains and all that kind of stuff. I came up with a souvenir list of things that I would like to try and find while I'm in different places. I didn't end up buying everything on this list, but it was good to have as just kind of something on my phone I can go back to, and I'd be like, was I going to be looking for something while I was here? I have a packing list, so all of our items. I have my stuff, and then I also had Kyle, although he didn't really need it because he was kind of doing his own thing, but it was just making sure that I could double check that he had a few things that we specifically needed from him. But I went into a lot of detail. I even said how many of each item I wanted to bring. And then I have this to do before leaving. So 6 months before, I talked about applying for my fiance's passport with him and researching what we wanted to do, booking everything, booking the trains, getting the Paris pass, and shopping for things that I didn't have or things that I wanted specifically. I wanted to do a packing dry run, arranging how we were going to get to and from the airport. 2 days before, do the full pack, and then the day before, check into our flights, finish off the last few items, and double check all of our reservations. So it was kind of a nice little all-in-one place to just tick off the list and make sure that, oh, did I actually do that or not? And then I have this while we are away saying who's going to be taking care of what and what we expected them to do. And then for this page, I had our screenshots of our reservations for the trains, same thing for flights and hotels. And it's nice because I was able to see exactly how much we paid for these, even months later. We had a couple of hotels arranged, so I had the websites for these hotels and kind of notes about them specifically, screenshots of the reservations so that if we get to the front desk and they say, oh, we don't have your reservation, then we could show them the picture. Obviously, we didn't run into that while we were there, but it's always good to have that information, easy access. I had our meal reservation for the one meal that we did reserve a place to sit, and I took screenshots of the menu so that I could remember what it was. And then again, screenshots of our reservations for our different excursions and things that we had booked. This is what a location looks like in my notebook whenever I haven't even really started planning for anything. So we want to go to Japan someday. It's really just at the moment, just taking down notes of exactly what we want to do. Like Kyle wants to check out a 1,000-year-old hotel because there are families that have run hotels or specific establishments for generations upon generations. There are hot springs, and we specifically want to go to Tokyo, but there are other cities, so I haven't gotten very far in planning this one. And at the moment, unfortunately, we can't say that we're specifically going anywhere in the near future, but hopefully this can serve as kind of a motivation and something to keep the spark alive of planning to go on vacations in the future whenever we can travel. Well, I hope that you found this video helpful, and if you did, please hit like and subscribe down below. Don't forget to hit the bell notification button so you know whenever I upload, which happens every Monday at 6 p.m., but I sometimes post bonus videos out there at random times. And the question of the day is, are you interested in me going into further detail on Microsoft OneNote, how I use it for work or wedding planning or anything else like that? If you are, then please leave a comment down below telling me exactly what you're interested in learning more about OneNote, because I could go on for hours. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.